the algorithm, I literally see people with the music in the background, and they sound like crazy, which which it makes this shoppable content super easy to get into. But it's just about you finding your style and sticking to it. That's literally it. So I feel like everybody can do it for real. It's just a matter of time.
Cool. So today we have Jay
Yes, sir.
out of the West Coast in Portland. Jay, aka Two Scope,
Right on.
aka 2X Find.
Right on.
Uh, we're gonna talk about all things TikTok Shop today, how you got started, everything like that.
Yes, sir.
Um, yeah, why don't we get to it?
Hey, thank you for the opportunity. Shout out to Thunder for giving me this opportunity. In regards to TikTok, I've been doing this for quite some time now. It's been about, I would say, consistently, I would say 4 months. And in regards to when I started, it was about April. That's when I started taking it seriously. So yeah, and I recently joined Thunder about June, July, and ever since then it's been history, man.
So wait, where are you from? Are you
I'm originally born in Mozambique, and
okay?
yeah, I moved to the U.S. when I was like 16 or so. So
Nice,
English is like my third language.
nice.
So yeah, it's been a thing where a bunch of adapting myself around and this and that.
I love it.
But yeah,
I came to the U.S. when I was 17 as well. So
oh, right on.
yeah,
From
I'm from the Middle East. So
oh,
I was
right
born and
on.
raised in Kuwait. So my family moved to Kuwait. My grandparents moved to Kuwait when we were I didn't even exist when they moved there. So, but yeah, I came out here
Okay.
for college. Similar story. So immigrants. This is
Oh,
my second language.
hey man, that's the American dream right there,
That's
man.
right. And I see
For
you're doing
sure.
it big. When did you first start on TikTok Shop?
So initially, I started back in like February, like in the beginning of it. It was more with a different account. So I did then, and then from there was just history. So like seriously, I started like around April. February was about testing things out, seeing what works, and copying other people what they're doing and things like that. But seriously, I started April.
Nice. What
Yeah.
were you doing before Shop? Is this your main thing right now?
Oh no. I do YouTube
Okay.
content creation. Like, I fly drones as well.
Nice.
So TikTok is like you know in the mix of one of my income sources of income. Which,
Awesome.
as you know, with the way we live, we gotta figure out some way to come up with a side hustle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's amazing. So you think that people can get started on TikTok Shop as a side hustle? It doesn't need to be a full-time thing.
oh
Um,
yeah,
would from your experience, how many hours are you spending on TikTok Shop, and would you recommend for someone to like be dedicating 10 to 15 hours per week on TikTok Shop?
100%. In regards to TikTok Shop, based on my experience, I would say it does not require you to put like 100%, like the concept of all your eggs in one basket type of thing. You can do it as a side gig, but in regards to the time, it doesn't require much to see results. It just requires. It's more about like quality over quantity, in my perspective, in terms of how much you apply yourself. You know what I mean?
That makes
That's
sense.
basically based on my experience from what I noticed.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um,
Yeah.
you first start seeing success with live, correct?
For me, like success definitely lives,
Okay.
definitely.
Well, how was your experience? So, like, what was your first stream like? Can you tell us a little bit more about your experience?
Oh man, my first streams were like, because I'm used to YouTube, right? Seeing my audience, interacting in the chat and things like that. So with TikTok Shop, it was like chat completely quiet, and sometimes you see the view numbers low, and it's quite demotivating as somebody that's used to seeing numbers and seeing an audience there. So with TikTok Shop, it was more about like how do you keep going with those type of reality? Like, the numbers not matching what other people talk about. Because I started TikTok because I would see other people's results, right? Without knowing that when it comes to the first early days, it's not gonna be as easy as it may seem. But if you stick through, oh yeah, definitely gonna see something out of it for sure. But
Awesome.
yeah, my first classes were not the best. I
Yeah.
didn't know how to talk like in terms of promoting a product. I mainly know how to talk about the product, but how do you get a viewer that's coming to get entertained on the platform to buy a product? That's what I had to like master throughout the you
So
know
how many
the
streams did you have to do before seeing that initial success?
for me it was mainly about um I would say it was how long the streams were, because I could have done like a short stream, right?
Right.
And the algorithm doesn't. One thing I'm learning about TikTok is that they reward people that like go about doing a longer stream.
Yep.
Because if you do 30-minute stream, the algorithm gonna consider you as that 30-minute streamer. And for the most part, I realized that the algorithm rewards people that stay longer with the streams.
Right.
For the most part, if somebody sees your stream once, right, more than likely the next time you stream on their For You page, they will see you again. And that creates like a routine where you as a streamer, your goal is to focus on how can I make my streams longer. Because I wouldn't say it requires you to stream 1 month straight or 1 week straight. It's how the stream, like how long the stream goes in order
Hmm.
for you to captivate that audience. You know what I mean? But yeah,
So how long would you say someone would need to be streaming in order for the algorithms to uh, start?
uh,
Uh,
like pushing you,
yeah.
I would say hour and a half minimum,
Okay.
1 hour and a half or two hours. Because for my experience, obviously, the selection of products matter when it comes to what you're streaming about. Because you could be streaming about something that there's not much to talk about, to a point where you sound like a broken record, right? So for me, I would say, which goes always back to the main point, finding a product that that actually you are passionate about. Because how do you turn a product that you can only have 4 points of talking about it, right, into a 1 hour
Mm.
thing? You know what I mean? So I feel like that comes with passion. Like
Right.
if you're passionate about a product in specific, you can talk about it for hours and hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing I'm learning about TikTok Shop, man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you go about like choosing like what products? So you said you have a few products in your live. How do
Mhm.
you go about like choosing what products are going to be a good fit for your streams? I know you do a lot of car lives. So you're
Yep.
streaming inside the car. You're talking
Mhm.
about maybe you're probably going you're probably in rotation between like four different products at a time, right? But how
Uh,
do you choose the product?
yeah, that's a good question because I've dabbled around, different products. I tried doing multiple products, but based on my way of being, I cannot focus on multiple things at once because I feel like that kind of overwhelms me as a person. It becomes so exhausting. So for me, I try to circulate about maximum like 3 products per stream,
Mm-hmm.
but they all have to be related to the product that I'm promoting about.
Mm.
For example, if I'm promoting about let's say, a phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a piece of earbuds around it, just so I can also talk about that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I tried promoting products that are like related to each other. And speaking of product selection, it goes back to what I was saying about passion.
Mm.
Because if you're not passionate about whatever you're talking about, there's no way you're gonna be able to stick through like hours and hours talking about it. And on top of that, how do I find it? For the most part, for your page, you know what I mean? Seeing what other people are doing that is working, not trying to reinvent the wheel, but trying to like make it better in the way that you feel comfortable about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the main way I do it with certain products. And another thing I would say, seasonal products. It's another thing that I believe. I'm quite mastering how to find the best seasonal product to promote. I did that with air conditioners during the summertime. So now with the car play, it's more like how do I make people, because it's one thing that you can, which that's a good thing that just hit me, right? You can actually find a product that easily you can make it relatable to
Right.
people. Because that right there is the number one way to sell a product. The moment you can make it relatable to somebody. Like I said, it is not easy being able to convert a viewer that's coming to the platform to laugh into spending their money. It's not an easy task. So being able to, you know, switch that around, oh yeah, it's one of those things that requires you having some sort of way to make the viewer feel relatable, like related to whatever you're talking about. It could be a product, it could be something. Just find a way to make the viewer be like, you know what, this person talking some sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, for the product is just FYP for me, or Calidata.
Yeah.
Sometimes is what I use, but for Calidata, like I said, with the algorithm, I feel like they box you in if you like focus on one thing only.
Mm.
I feel boxed in when it comes to TikTok's algorithm. So I would say FYP is the main one for me.
FYP. Okay.
Yep.
Amazing. Um, so you do a lot of shoppable lives. What do you think? What do you think are the benefits of doing shoppable lives versus short video? Because you also do short video.
Yeah, I tried doing that too. In which last month I saw a lot of success with short videos. That's one thing I was talking with Noah about. In regards to lives, one thing I like about lives is the fact that you can make that quick money with lives in terms of being able to pull out a successful stream with lives, but it's not as as passive as shoppable videos. But the good thing about lives is the fact that whenever you do with a successful live, more than likely your next live will be as good,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like with TikTok, let's say you get 300 viewers, right? And the next stream, more than likely, those same 300 people will come across your live stream if you are streaming again. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the algorithm pushes you more if
Mm.
you're consistent with live. So I feel like that's the benefit about lives. And not only that, when it comes to like in the lives, you can actually tell somebody like, "Hey, go see up here if you can find your coupons." Right? When they click on that, he adds the product to their cart,
Mm.
which later on they may decide on buying it compared to a video. In a video, they can just scroll away. But if you temptate them to like, hey, check out your coupons, they add that to their cart, right? And they may not buy it in the moment, but later on they find out, oh snap, I got coupons with this, and they end up shopping. So I feel like that's another benefit with lives, being able to have that sort of consistent push. Because with shoppable videos, you literally have to post a bunch of videos in order to want to click. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And also, you gotta make sure you have a formula.
Yeah.
But with lives, for me personally, it's more about like I freestyle with my lives. So I try keeping that sort of organic
Mm.
um, approach. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would say for me is the push. The TikTok push with live is the main thing that it's beneficial for people that do live streams.
So would you say there was one thing that made it click for you? If so, like what is that one thing that made it click with live, like in terms of like that success? So with people that are watching us right now, they may
Mhm.
be struggling with something. Maybe viewership or maybe they're advertising the a product to the wrong audience. What was that one thing that like it like clicked and like, oh, okay, this is working for live for you?
For me was I would say going back to finding something that's relatable and has a wow factor to it.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning, right, I started with dental hygiene products. I started with the teeth whitening products, I would realize those would do good in life, but they didn't have that longevity. So fast forward, I did robot vacuums. That
Mm,
has the wow factor because even people that are not trying to buy it, they have that curiosity. Like, let me keep watching this. You know what I mean?
mm,
So
mm-hmm.
with TikTok, seeing that the audience is watching it longer, they would push it to more people that eventually could buy it. So for me, I would say having some sort of wow factor to whatever you're promoting. Like let's say a product, make sure you're highlighting the um, what's the word? The qualities of the item, or make sure you highlight the purpose of the product, the wow factor of the product, just so the viewer can stick longer. And
Mm,
whenever it comes to me, I'm learning that when I'm talking about a product, avoid talking about the same points over and over.
right,
Try to like blend in with the way you formulate your words. Like if you're talking about, let's say, the benefits of it, right?
right.
Try to go back onto like call to action at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So that's what I be trying to do with the live stream because at the end of the day, you gotta realize that the live stream is time. It's like it's a long period
Yeah.
thing. It's not like a quick 30-second video. So you gotta always go back to the basics of hey, grab this because it's gonna be beneficial in this area. But then you try to, blend in the hey, you'll be saving this much at the same time. So I would say for me, the main thing I realized that clicked for real was the concept of being able to make my live stream sound smooth, not sound like I'm scripted. Because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you're scripted, people can tell.
Yeah.
People can pick up on that. And they can be like, "Man, this guy's unscripted. Let me go to the next one." You know what I mean? So I feel like that was the thing for me. Like, be organic. Like, as much as you may have a script, try not to sound scripted because I feel like that's so annoying to people. I feel like people can tell when you're like a salesy type of person,
Right.
and I'm learning that with sales, right? People don't like to be sold things
Right.
for the most. You gotta really break it down organically. I feel like that's my way of doing it
Yeah.
for
No, that
sure.
makes total sense.
Yeah.
Um, I have a question. So, you started off with like a few products, right? Like you started off with the toothpaste, you went on to the robot. Do you think it's like it's good to stick to a few products, or would you recommend consistently trying new products?
I would say it's like the concept of playing playing basketball. I just thought about a concept here. Playing basketball in a dark room, right? You're shooting the ball. It may hit the wall. So with the product thing, I would say try multiple products until you find the one that hits for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because what hits for somebody else, it may not hit for you like it hits for that person.
Mm.
Once again, it goes back to the passion. Because you may be talking about a pen, right? You're not passionate about somebody else that they will talk about it all day. So whatever you find that you're actually passionate about talking about, that right there, and you see results within the product, you stay consistent with it for a while. But for the most part, do not stick with one product only because I realized that that kind of puts you in a box where you start becoming like you start getting burnt out for the
Right.
most part. So I realized that for me at least, like I tried to try different products. I did supplements once, which I got banned for it. I did electronics, home products, vacuums, and this and that. Oh, I saw success on all of those things, but at the same time, I was like, what is that one thing that I can naturally promote without having to sound scripted? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that always goes back to that main thing for me. Like I gotta always look for new product because at the end of the day, there's new trends coming up every other day. Literally, it feels like every week there's new trendy products. So, what is that one thing that you do that actually sounds organic to you, which it may sell for you, but it may not sell for somebody else. So, for somebody that's just starting, I would recommend trying multiple products because you could get into a product and you just put yourself in that box. to a point where you won't be able to naturally promote something else because what you accommodate yourself to one thing, and which is the same thing with content creation. I
Right.
believe since I did YouTube for about 4 years now. Like in the beginning, I did vlogging. It didn't work for me. I did something else. I don't even remember. Then I tried gaming, so that worked for me, and I took off with it. Later on, you realize that the graph is going down. Let me pick up something else. You know what I mean? So you always gotta adapt with the timing. I
Right.
feel like that's the same thing with products.
Right.
So yeah, I would say do not stick with one product. You may stick with it for a period of time, but don't get comfortable within the product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because something could happen to a point where let's say the product is no longer, viral. All of a sudden you lost. So
Yeah.
try adapting yourself to a point where you're like naturally okay with promoting anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
definitely. Would you say shop is something that is easily feasible for content creators that have been perhaps doing other styles of content in the past, maybe YouTube or maybe it's even TikTok or Instagram, whatever. Do you think shop is something that is feasible for anybody, or do you have like to have a certain persona to do shop?
That's a good point. That's a good question right there because I feel like it's not for everybody. Just being honest, right? Just being transparent. But I feel like everybody can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense. It sounds backwards, but within my beliefs, when it comes to being able to make a shoppable content, right? There's a lot of styles to it. That's the good part about it. There's people that do literally skits,
Mm.
and they turn the skits into a shoppable content. There's people that do the comedy, and they turn that into shoppable content. So whatever your style is, I feel like master that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, there's people that they're not good on camera, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen literally people that just show their hands. They selling way more than people that are out here going above and behind to do it. So I feel like it's for everybody, but not everybody can do it. I know that don't make sense, but within the concept of content creation, right? A lot of people can make shoppable videos within their content style based on if they're on comedy, skits, and things like that. If it's somebody that, let's say, they camera shy, right? They're trying to get into shoppable content. I feel like they can make something out of it based on what I see on the algorithm. I literally see people with the music in the background, and they sound like crazy, which which it makes this shoppable content super easy to get into, but it's just about you finding your style and sticking to it. That's literally it. So I feel like everybody can do it for real. It's just a matter of time of figuring it out. Like, what is my style to it? So as
Mm-hmm.
a content creator, I feel like as a content creator is the easiest thing because you're already used to the, algorithms, the graphs, and the views and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But somebody that it's a day by day person, oh yeah, you can easily make it happen because when it comes to shoppable videos, people don't want the perfect video. What do I mean by that? When I first started with TikTok, because I'm a video editor, right? I would edit videos, put caption, put effects, and this and that. It was too much to a point where the video is too perfect, and people don't want that. People want it goes back to the
Relatable.
relatable type of approach. So for a everyday person, right, they can easily make it happen because the viewer is watching like, oh, this person looks like they don't do this online stuff. And for the most part, if you go on TikTok shops, right, you're gonna find out the viral videos are literally videos that people just put their phone up. They don't even gotta, cut things up. It's crazy to me, but hey, that's how it works. So I feel like everybody can do it for sure,
Yeah.
but it's just like you gotta find your style. You know
Right.
what I mean? To approach the viewer.
Yeah. Sometimes it's those videos that take the least amount of effort
And
that go viral, and I've seen that
literally,
so many times. I know, like,
literally.
yeah, I've seen it like where it's like, oh, I spent like 2 hours editing this video, and then the one that like it took 5 minutes like just goes off through the roof. So
Let me tell you a funny story, man. So I was reviewing a scooter, right? Since I fly drones, I went ahead. I went to this empty parking lot, got a drone footage of the scooter, got the best voiceover, got the best music on the back. Literally the perfect video, 30-second video talking about a scooter. That video did not do as good as a video that I literally grabbed my phone and just went and started recording the product. And I didn't even have to spend 10 minutes to edit that video. The video did more numbers, not only in sales, but also in views compared to the video I applied so much hours to make. So I realized that that right there is the reality about TikTok Shop that not many people are aware about it to the point where everybody can actually make it happen. It does not require you to be this, you know, skilled videographer or anything like that. Literally, anybody can make it happen with this TikTok thing. And I got to see this firsthand. Within this couple of days, it's like to a point where it doesn't seem like a reality to me. It's like, hold on, like what's going on? All these numbers and this and that. So yeah, I feel like with TikTok, it's a it's a very profitable and less risky type of thing to get into. There's no risk. Literally, you get a product for free, you record it, and as many times you record, you have one chance to make it happen. You know what I mean?
right,
So if somebody out there that's interested, I would say for the most part, just do it. As cliche as that sounds, just do it. Just get it started.
yeah.
Literally, literally, it doesn't require much.
And I'm feeling like if you don't have the skills to edit videos, like you could at least do live, right? But I mean the obstacle there is you need 5,000 followers anyways.
Yep, that's the only thing. The I even tried to introduce my brother to it. Yeah, the 5,000 followers, which is it is something that people can actually get to nowadays.
Mhm.
With the concept of everybody going viral, everybody being able to be on the internet, everybody getting a voice. I feel like with TikTok, the algorithm is much more easy to you know figure out compared to YouTube.
Right.
Because I did YouTube for quite some time, and I tell you, man, I literally how I was trend hopping in order to get a YouTube plaque.
Yeah.
Like whatever was popular, I was doing it ASAP. A new movie came up, I had to find a way to implement that movie into my content so I can get clicks. But with TikTok, you can literally become the trend. And
Right.
that's the
Yeah.
funny thing about it. It's like it takes 30-second videos for somebody to actually pull out numbers. So I feel like if somebody wanted to do it, they will do it for sure.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of do you really want it? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we could talk about, oh, yes, you can do it, this and that. But do you really, like, you as the person, wanting to start? What drives you to want to start? You know what I mean? Because some people talk about it. They say talking is cheap, but that taking action. Do I really want this, or
Yeah.
I'll just dream about it and
No, you just
follow up
gotta.
later on?
Yeah, you just gotta do it. And
Oh, you got to,
it
man.
seems like it's something you can do, on the side. It's like it can be a
Hundred
side hustle
percent.
too.
I would say last month I was doing minimum like 5 hours a day, every day, 5 hours a day. So I would do, because I work, I do my videography, photography with drones and things like that. So I would wake up 5 in the morning, do like a 1 hour and a half stream, and then go to work. Come back from work, another stream. In between my work, right, I will do like a 2, 3 videos in my car, specific product I have in my car, just so I can keep the algorithm occupied with my videos. And I realized that's my formula of like the TikTok shop
Mm,
consistency, because you gotta actually build that consistency. And I know consistency comes with you seeing results,
right.
but for the most part, you have to start in order to see those. You know what I mean? You have to at least apply yourself to it. So that was my thing with last month. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dedicate this 30 days just lock in. Some days, I'm telling you, I was not seeing the numbers, like because with repetition, you start seeing expectations. Let's say yesterday I did good numbers, right? I'm expecting tomorrow I'll probably do better numbers. Come to find out, the numbers ain't matching. So cut off the expectation and just do it.
Hmm.
That's what I had to use throughout the whole month of September. Like, let me just lock in. In which one thing about TikTok, there's a lot of ups and downs. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about all the positives because one thing, the violations, the a bunch of stuff that could actually make you feel like, man, this is not worth my time. But trust me, the process is it's just keep going. But for the most part, there may be some times that you feel like, nah, this is not worth it. At the end of the day, it's like I said again, it's all up to you. Do you want to keep going or not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So, yeah.
definitely. The violations is definitely a big part
Oh man,
of TikTok Shop.
it is.
It feels like yeah, you're moderated by AI,
Yeah.
and you're at the mercy of this AI, and you just gotta make sure you understand the community guidelines, so you're not.
Yep.
So, how was your experience? Do you have any experience with violations?
Oh yes.
Have have you been able to appeal any of it?
Oh no, I haven't been successful with appealing violations, and for the most part, the violations I've had recently were like they don't make sense at all. Like that's what I said. Like the violations that you could get could literally kill your whole motive. Like
Mm-hmm.
to not feel like grinding no more and things like that. For example, with my other accounts, because I had two accounts in the beginning, right? There were just violations for not knowing. It was I deserved those violations because it was misleading information with the supplements and this and that. That was like based on me just because I never had guidance with this TikTok thing. It was just me freestyling. Just do it for me. You know what I mean? So for anybody that want to get started, make sure you at least educate yourself before you step in because trust me, it's not worth the headache. Luckily, I had a multiple accounts because of my clipping accounts for my YouTube and this and that. So I end up reusing those accounts for TikTok Shop. So with my main account now, I got one violation recently, 3 points for promoting it. It was a shoppable video too. It was for the car play. Somehow they think that the car play is not the one I'm promoting on the link, which it threw me off because I'm literally showing the product that I listed on the link, right? And they like, nope, that's a branded something. That automatically had me so lost. Like, luckily, I had those quiz things that TikTok gives. So I took a quiz, two quizzes, and reduce the violation points to one. So yeah, the TikTok violations is something that it could kill your motivation for sure, but do not stop. Just keep pushing.
Yeah,
So that's one thing I have to do, and yeah, for the most part, violations is something that not many people have figured it out yet, how
yeah,
to get around even the false ones, because it's an AI. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
not like it's a person behind it. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, at Thunder, were, I think we have been able to kind of provide some sort of education in regards to violation. Have you been able to uh, find anything valuable from like what we've provided in terms of uh, education when it comes to violations or? Um,
spoke with Noah about violations, but at the time it was a warning.
okay.
So he told me that within the warning, it wasn't something to worry about because it was bad internet. So my stream froze for like a
Oh.
couple of seconds. So the AI picked up as if I wasn't talking,
Mm, okay.
and damn, they hit me with the warning. But yeah, for the most part, Noah just told me to avoid certain things that if I feel like specifically with supplements, right? Like if I feel like this does not seem correct, let's avoid it.
Yeah.
Not only that, when it came down to, educating myself, because TikTok gives you actually the resources to educate yourself on what to say and what to not to do, this and that. They give you a whole list. It's just a matter of you tiptoeing around specific things. And based on my experience, I would say avoid doing things that are known for getting violations, such as
Right.
supplements. If you're not educated about it, don't even try making claims and things like
With
that because
with it seems like
Mhm.
with supplements you want to avoid making direct claims about the product. So like
Yes.
if it's like for example, let's say hair loss, right? Uh,
Hmm.
we can't say things like uh, this will avoid make help you avoid hair loss. Can't say
Yeah.
that. You can say
Hmm.
things like this has
Exactly.
helped me
Yep.
reduce hair loss.
Yep.
And the key words are very important. Reduce
Hmm.
versus this will do
Yeah.
XYZ for you
Yep.
versus has
Yep.
this versus this is my experience. I can't
Hmm.
promise you the same thing, but this
Yep.
is
You
my
got.
experience. And so I think
You
that's
got.
right.
Yep. That's one thing I'm learning. Like you have to say results may vary, things like that. So you have to like make sure the words you are using are not gonna bite you in the end. So
Right.
that's with supplements. But when it comes to products, let's say electronics and things like that, you can just name the come up with a like a relatable context compared to if you were to promote a supplement. But for
Right.
the most part, you can't go wrong with TikTok Shop as much as there's the pros, which the pros are plenty, you know. Because
Yeah.
like one thing, as you know, with people, we get caught up on the negativity, and we we tend to complain about it. But I'm not gonna lie, TikTok Shop is quite of a
Yeah.
life changing thing for sure.
Yeah. The
Based on my experience so far, oh yeah.
I was gonna say the violations. You just have to. You kind of have to like eat it up
Hmm.
and and keep moving forward. Learn
Yep.
from that experience. Keep moving forward. Um, these are it's definitely tough, but it's also it's all a blessing. It seems like so.
It is.
Let me ask you. So you do a lot of lives. Do you have a like a pre-live ritual? Do? Is there like things that you do before going live? And what does
Mm.
that look like for you?
The things that I do before live mainly would be, it may sound weird, but I take cold showers. I take
Gives
cold
you
showers just so
energy.
I can, yeah, just so I can get my spirit. Because that's another thing I'm realizing with live streams, your energy matters. Literally,
Yes.
I've tested this theory. Like with one day, I sold in less than an hour 30 car plays, like 30 minutes, 30 car plays. And I was bamboozled. And all of that, when I was replaying, it was all based on the tonality that I had. Like how excited I was to talk about the product. I realized that right there is one thing that personally I do. I take cold showers just to get my energy up. Because if I'm sounding like, oh, down, talking about a product, people are gonna be like, man, they just keep going with my day. So I realized for me, it's like to increase my energy, I take cold showers. It may be different for somebody out there. Some people may drink coffee. Some people may do, a script about I'm gonna talk about this thing, that, and this. But for me, I'm not really good with scripts. I feel like I sound too like
Robotic.
programmed. So I try to like freestyle a little bit. But yeah, for me, it's mainly the energy, man.
Yeah.
That's what I try to focus on.
Yeah, we've had a lot of experience with live streaming in general in our agency, and one thing that I tell creators like uh, an energy drink and go stream. I mean, that's really how you're because your viewers are they're even outside of shoppable live they want to see some sort of entertainment, right? And even with shoppable lives they want to be entertained while maybe they're gonna purchase something, but the whole intention like
It's to,
is
yep,
also to provide entertainment. How can you
sure,
retain all these viewers and
yeah,
then captivate like at one point or another?
sure.
uh, cool. What has been the biggest obstacle for you during your TikTok your shop journey so far. Has it been the violations, or is there anything else you can mention to our audience
Um,
today?
in regards to lives or just TikTok in general,
And shop in general.
I would say transitioning, like from product to product. Like when a product starts dying down, transitioning to find a new product that's popping. That's been my toughest part, but it's a part of the process. It's a part of perfecting the craft of being able to easily, you know, because one thing I'm trying to master right now is being able to influence somebody to buy something that's coming directly from my preference. Besides of it's trendy. Yes, certain things I promote are things I actually use, but sometimes you gotta go with the algorithm what other people are shopping for in order to sell around. But for me, I would say transitioning, and second thing I would say trolls on the live stream, and
Mm.
that right there, it's a motivator for me, mainly because I believe if you don't have people hating on something you're doing, if you don't have people trying to bring it down, you're not doing it at all. So yeah, for me, it became a thing where when I see a troll, I just laugh about it. And I recently got a moderator, which
Mm-hmm.
they helped me out with, cleaning up the chat because there'll be people that man, it's dedication though, which they could come every day on the streets, like every day, like say something like, "Oh, I bought this product, it blew up my car," which is like, what? The because people they'll take whatever consideration somebody else names about the product, they'll take it in consideration to not buy it. You know what I mean? For example, there's times I have a viewer right that I know 100% they're gonna buy the product. They're asking questions, right? And then here comes somebody. They reply to that person. They be like, "Don't buy this. I bought it, and my kid blew up." Some troll, like I'm telling you, they so creative to a point where it's like you put two and two together, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm doing something good. Maybe because I'm having success, right? Somebody gonna find a way to bring it down. You know what I mean? But it's the funniest thing though. Sometimes when I end the stream, I just start laughing. I'm like, bro, ain't no, like ain't no way somebody could dedicate every day to come into my stream. That's how I know the algorithm is pushing me because they always get recommended my stream because what they engage with it. So yeah, I would say that right there would be my second struggle with TikTok. And besides that, everything just been fine about adapting to new products, adapting to new audiences. Because at the end of the day, there's another thing about also I want to talk about this educating yourself about the product. That's one thing that is a must. You should not talk about something you don't know about
Yeah.
because there's experts watching. For example, with the air conditioners, right during the summertime, man, I tell you, I had to read pages and pages online about BTUs, about how ACs work, about the concept of AC being able to, cool down a room that actually doesn't cool down a room. It just turns the room a bunch of things to a point where you would have people that would come as a troll, right? Asking you these specific questions that they know about just to test you, to see if you actually know what you're talking about. So you have to like know what you're talking about. So I always would say make sure before you click on live, right? At least know one thing or two about the product. You know what I mean? Because you can't just be like, buy this, buy this, buy this. You gotta have to, talk about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
That
But
yeah, that sounds like fun though. I mean, I feel like a lot of times, a lot of these trolls are like it's like a 15-year-old that's like,
oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
that's kind of bored at like his mom's house and just like kind of getting on just to kind of have a little
yeah.
fun. But yeah, that's funny. Um, if you were to give one piece of advice to a new TikTok shop creator, what would it be?
I would say don't focus on the numbers. That's the number one advice I would give because I went from literally with the in the beginning, like making 15 cents in one whole day. And I posted like 3 videos, right?
Mm,
And if I focused on that as a determination of what this thing would be, oh yeah, I wouldn't make it nowhere. You don't not focus on the views, do not focus on the you know, if you're doing lives, right? Do not focus on how many people you got watching you. Focus on, you know, providing value. That's one thing I learned.
mm,
People only care about themselves. So if you are providing value to them, right, that brings their attention to you.
mm,
Literally, that's the only thing I'll give to somebody that's starting like this gig. Do not focus on the numbers because that right there will kill your whole motivation. Trust me. Being able to see the number go up and down, oh man, that as much as I'm not saying it's not easy to focus on the numbers because at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. You know what I mean? But try your best to not focus on the numbers. Focusing on improving your craft, improving your delivery in terms of how you talk about a product, improving on bringing those relatable topics to the viewer and things like that. And just focus on also seeing what other people are doing that you can see you can do it better too. That as well, I would say um, that would be another thing. Don't like reinvent the wheel, but because at the end of the day with TikTok Shop, literally, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with this. People sound the same. They grab the same hooks, they grab the same scripts, which it works. You know what I mean? I cannot knock it. It works actually. I've tried that before and I've seen results from it. But for the most part, I would say yes. Do not focus on the numbers if you're starting with TikTok Shop. Just focus on perfecting your craft, perfecting your delivery, and provide quality, value and things like that. But yeah, ever since I joined Thunder, I've been more secure about my decisions on, what to say, how to say, you know what I mean? So yeah,
cool. Well, we're happy to have you.
thank you, man.
Um, awesome. Well, thank you so much for today. I appreciate you dialing in with us, locking in for an hour.
For sure.
Um, and yeah, anything you need, we are a resource to you. Thank you so much for the time and for the advice and everything.
Appreciate it.
We will talk soon. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.